This is a three-part question, but the first one is as always, it's about the girls. And I think, well, I don't think, I know I have failed you. I know I have failed some people in my audience because people are still not getting it. So I'm gonna try this current tact I'm approaching doesn't work. I'm gonna come in from a different angle and see if I can once and for all explain it to you about the Girlsa. So let me read the first part, which is about the Girlsa, and then we'll move on to the other stuff here. Hello, Aaron. Your wisdom has brought me to a pretty awesome place in life so far. And once again, I seek your advice. This is a relatively long request, but I'll try to keep it organized and easy to follow. Some background. I'm a late 20-something CPA working remotely in nice tax-free southern place. You want let cut, huh? Here's what I want you to do, buddy. Why don't you pour yourself a nice drink and toast to yourself in your nice warm state with no income taxes and your CPA and remote work and say, it doesn't get any better than this. I won. I won at life. Everything under my control, I've won. There's nothing left for me to do but enjoy the rest. Did you read by chance? Have you read this? Because I talk about a CPA sitting on a beach remotely working and how that's about it. It doesn't get much better than that. So realize everything under your control has been optimized. I'm sure maybe you could change the oil on the car, but I'm talking the major things, right? No wife, no kids. I don't think I've fucked up yet. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut, not sure how to make the most of my life while I'm still relatively young. I have a couple of questions and would love to hear your thoughts on three topics. The Girlsa, money, and a vacation. Let's start with the Girlsa and see if everything else doesn't fall into place. The Girlsa. I know women don't really like men all that much. Let's stop. If you know that, why are you asking me about this? I know Lucifer and Geronimo do not like Brussels sprouts, but they really like cupcakes. You know what Uncle Aaron does? He goes and gets them the cupcakes. I don't hem and haw with them. Well, yeah, you're Brussels sprouts. I'm the fun uncle. You should like Brussels sprouts. Why don't you like Brussels sprouts? In sympathy with women. Nothing, I had to chat with a woman about this one time. Nothing infuriates me more than when I have to answer the same question twice because typically the woman wants that to be her answer. I've said I will answer questions once. Do not ask me the same question twice, even if you rephrase it. And I'm not fists. I want fists to fly. Me and Atham talked about this. Girl comes up to you. Are you hungry? No. And then they ask, you want to talk about real American National Socialists? They hide among us. And you can tell when they come up to you and they say, are you hungry? And you say no. And then they say, why aren't you hungry? And that's when I like fists just form and I want to break faces because that person does not view you as a human being. They want you to be hungry. Why are you hungry? Bot, NPC, inferior human bot. Why are you doing what I want you to do? Oh shit, bot got violent and ain't a bot. It's a human being who's really pissed off and wants to assert his sovereignty and independence. Maybe I should stop being a funny person with a mustache over whether or not they want to eat and why aren't they hungry? Just redder than this shirt, man. Redder than this fucking shirt. So, if you know they don't like men all that much, why are you trying to force sovereign entities, independent human beings, people with their own minds, other human being minds to do something they don't want to? I'm I'm gonna say it again, man. I don't want to be a dictator. Like, even a harem, like, I wouldn't want if you had if I had a very intelligent group of independent women with their own jobs and money, and it would just be a self-maintained harem. They take care of themselves and go away. You got me on board. But generally, no. The last thing I want is a Mormon husband life. I don't want to babysit, negotiate, manage, deal with 3 or 4, however many women they have. I don't. I don't even wanna do that with 1 person. And imagine the life burden it is to negotiate, nag, cajole, convince, and otherwise tooth pull women who don't want to be with you, right? You know, like 98% of American women or American not American, Minnesota wives. It's a liberation. You're free. Remember Man on Fire, where he slaps his hand and she jilts. He says that you need to welcome the gunfire. He gets the firing the gun because he's like, you need to be free, because she's trying to swim in a race and she's afraid of the gunfire. He's like, that is oppressing you. That is holding you back. Your genetics, your biological programming, which I know is not an option, it is still holding you back. You've got to realize, no matter how strong your desire, that desire is making you a prisoner because you're trying to convince somebody of something they don't want to do and are never going to do. And if they do, the worst part is if they do it if they don't want to, because then you constantly have to negotiate for their participation. I don't just mean sex, but love, being nice, and all that. You should thank a woman when she rejects you, because she's making it very clear and forthright and honest and courageous and honorable. No, I'm not interested in you. And it should free you to say, all I have to, my entire obligation, in addition to the being a good man, which you are, sounds like you're working out and you're very successful. Okay. My entire obligation, after I'm a presentable quality man, presented to a woman, is to merely ask her out. And if she says no, that's it. I'm done. And now, bam, you're free to jump off and go swimming. You guys have got to, it's not, how many times y'all got to get rejected? How much more empirical? How many windows of opportunity must I provide? How many examples and data and research and in-person experiences do you guys need to get the fucking hint they're not that fucking interested? And yeah, but none of them are. No shit. Really? You just came to that conclusion now, huh? I'm not saying give up hope. Well, give up hope. Okay. I got a book called The Book of Numbers. It's not hope, it's statistics. That's the percent faith you should have. They're your expectations. But so align, first eliminate hope, and let's align our expectations with the statistical reality of your chances of meeting the perfect woman. Okay. All right. And now that we're back in the real world and we're stop shooting up the liberal white girl brought for me title. Oh my God, I'm entitled to everything. You have a realistic assumption. Where was I going with it? It was get your expectations in line and then intelligently, but with no expectations, ask girls out in a quick and efficient and not time or money consuming matter. And above all else, do not invest any emotions or hope in it. So you it's not so you stop asking me these questions. These questions make me, well, not a fortune, but they make me a lot of super chat and advertising money. I think it's the topic of our time because everything else is riding on it. And I'm trying to get you guys to realize you only control half the formula. And these girls are not a puzzle to be unlocked. They're not, oh, secretly you gotta do, oh, you coiffed your hair the left way, not the right way. Oh, you stepped in with your left hand, not your right hand. That right hand shows dominance. All that anal retentive PUA bullshit that really didn't apply. Realize they are rejecting you. Listen to they're telling you everything you need to hear through their actions. It's very simple, guys. If women want to go out with you, they would. And there's not a secret, there's not a handshake, there's not a cologne, there's not a formula. As long as you're decent looking, you're clean cut, you're tall, you got a profession, and you're somewhat charming and charismatic. And even then, Troy Francis, the most handsome, charming man in the world alive today, he still gets shot down about 70% of the time. If women were interested, they'd let you know. They'd say yes. And if women were equal, they'd ask men out in equal number. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Redact that. Pull that back. It's too late. It's already out. Oh, okay. Well, it's too bad. It was nice knowing everyone. Yeah, it was a fun time while it lasted. Sure was. Yeah. Women are not robots. They're not NPCs. They are other human beings with their own tastes and preferences. And we can argue all day long and maybe make some points that why they came to the conclusion they're just not as interested in men. We could argue that, well, okay, these were lies or falsehoods or propaganda, or there was an ulterior motive, or there was some kind of political agenda, and therefore it's not natural, or women were hoodwinked. It doesn't matter. This is what they want. And in the book of Numbers, Analyze the ROI in the Pursuit of Women, I go through their polling data. It's not like the internet's not out there. I found Pew Research, and the two age cohorts that covered 18 to I think it was 40, somewhere between 4th and 7th, that's where men rate on women's goals and expectancies and priorities. And by the way, when we're talking men, we're talking the men the internet media Hollywood said they're entitled to. Like they're looking for a 1980s Mel Gibson who votes Democrat, right? And just is also, well, Mel Gibson's very short, and is a 6'2" Mel Gibson from the 80s who votes Democrat. That's who they want. Oh, as a billionaire too. And you could say, but okay, they were hoodwinked, and there's a mystique. Ooh, they're mysterious. They're a puzzle, and there's a way and some magic words we can. No. By the time when you go down that road, it never ends. It never ends. There's nothing tangible. It's all amorphous. It's a rabbit hole that never ends. And you don't. Do you have time for that? Do you have time for that? And it also abdicates them of the respect. If women like you, they'll let you know. So please stop wasting your time, money, effort, and ultimately your life trying to unlock some secret. Up, down, left, right, A, B, start. No one's going to get that one unless you're old. Okay? And this is why I want you to grab your cup, toast to yourself, say, I'm a CPA. I ain't even 30 yet. I'm remotely working. I got to imagine your finances are together. You're living in a great state, a nice part of that state too, by the way. Unless you were like really short, in which case you would have your answer why, or fat, in which case I'm going to rely on your intellectual honesty. They're not interested. Yes, it is an aberrant time in global human history where girls have been this disinterested in men. I think the disinterest is authentic. I don't believe it's a game or a ruse or ruse. Both are correct. But it doesn't matter. This gets to the philosophical point I want to make. It doesn't matter if deep down inside they really want a guy, and you can unlock it with up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Right? The fact is, they're what they wish for at night when they cry themselves to sleep after rejecting a bunch of guys at the nightclub. But that doesn't happen anymore because there ain't no nightclubs. It doesn't matter because all you can act on is the actions they do in the real world. Did you ask out girls? Yes. Did they say yes and show up? No. There's your answer. And as long as you're intellectually honest with yourself, I'm the best I could ever be. I did this, I think I'm in okay shape. I smelled my pits before I asked her out. It didn't smell like a dead frog, and she still shot me down. Welcome to the real world. And there's your answer, sir. Bam! You're free. You're free. Stop worrying about them. And you know what? If girls want, they'll let you know. And you are right. Cappy, I'd like to get married and have a wife and kids. This is why I'm emphatic. I'm not saying you give up on the girls. Here you see a cute girl, ask her out. You're here most of the time. You're going to increase your chances going overseas to a traditional country, which comes with its own drawbacks. A lot of money making scams out there. But let's be more empirical, assertive, practical, and realistic. Let's stop. Was there a way? Is there a way? Is there a way? Oh man, sure would be. Yeah. Well, it's not going to happen. Yeah, it would be nice. We're on this stranded island here. It would be nice to have a bottle of Rumplemans, but we ain't got it. Now, do you want to build this raft or not? The minimum you can do is have this annoying mosquito go away at night. I think, was it Paul that had this thorn in my side? At least that thorn in your side is going to go away. Okay? So that's 2 sentences in. Let's continue. I know women don't like men that much, but my personal experience is starting to get a bit frustrating. I like to think I'm at least average looking, moderately attractive, but I guess women don't think that of me. I hit the gym at least once every day, so I'm not fat. I ask at least one woman out per week in person and have a 95% rejection. Dude, you're doing more than anyone else I know. That's good. One a week. That actually builds up character, just like Calvin's dad always said. And I have a Hinge profile that has gotten 0 action in months. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm not whining or complaining. I'm just explaining what my thoughts and experiences are. I was wondering what else I'm supposed to do. I'm financially stable, not a fat piece of shit, and I'm not a spurg on social situations. Am I just unlucky and need to resign myself to escorts? You're not unlucky. That's pretty much industry standard. I mean, you go to the gym. Do you mean you walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes type of gym? Or are you lifting weights and you're good shape? It could be, I should just ask you how tall you are. It could be something simple as that. Because you're looking for things that within your wheelhouse, things that you can fix. But buddy, I'm going to guess CPA, self-employed, remote employed. You ask out a girl a week, that's brave. And you go to the gym, I'm going to assume you're lifting weights. I don't know what else there is to do, man. And at this point in time, a lot of y'all you should be taking some pride and inventory in yourself. No, I'm not wrong. It's not me. It's not us. I'm a CPA. I don't know if you're 6 feet tall. I'm tall. I'm good looking. I go to the gym. I got my shit together. Well, gee, I ask girls out. 95% rejection rate. That's a reflection on the market, not you. So, I don't want to give a carte blanche excuse. It's always the women's fault. A lot of you are fat. A lot of you look like, Democrat soy boys. A lot of you are, a lot of you don't have jobs. You're not one of them based on the resume you've told me so far. So please benefit the remaining 2/3 of your life by not worrying about this ever again. because you don't control it. And ladies, uh, you want to do, you want to do an, huh? I got an idea. Ladies within my hearing, women, lend me your ears within the caposphere. I have a nice young man who's a CPA and established in a nice, warm, no income tax state who would like to find a woman. Ladies, you may email me and tell me if you're interested. Okay. So now we'll see how many girls email me. Now, I admit my audience may skew a wee bit male, but we'll find out, huh? Right? Pretty big net cap. I've set up people before. There might be a girl that might be interested. I remember. Let me tell you another story. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. There was a guy. He still exists. This guy, just a hell of a guy. Just a charming motherfucker. And he worked as a cop. I talked about this guy before, legit hero. Got, I think, the highest civilian award one could get for heroism. He participates in a martial art. He's just this charming guy. When I first met him, the GF was there. This fucker, I've never met him before. Like, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. He's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, this is the GF. Oh, you're more beautiful than he says on the internet. And gives her a hug. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. Hang on there, Mr. 6'3", good looking muscle guy. So I can't say what he does, but it's good. It doesn't get better than this. What do you mean it doesn't look any good? Doesn't get to look any better than this. I will fire when I am goddamn good and ready. How is Sundown? Is that actor still alive? There was a girl. She wanted to meet him. I said, okay, this guy is the aces. I think he drove like 2.5 hours to get where she was. She stood him up. Look, if this guy can't get it, this is years ago. This is before like bots and shit. It's not you guys, okay? So will you stop trying to fine tune a fighter plane that's already perfectly built? All right, okay? There we go. Moving on now. Now that we've solved that, now that your jock itch is gone, you're never going to scratch your jock itch again, okay? Money. I make a decent money, live pretty frugally. The next big thing I'm saving up for is a house or a condo. I tend to pay in cash. Oh my God, where have all the good men gone? I'm not in any rush as I share a rental apartment with a younger person while he's in college until a certain year. I'm not looking for investment advice, but rather looking for spending advice. My financial information is summarized below, but you'll see that I have some serious excess cash sitting around each month. Should I allocate some of that to ladies of the evening, as I mentioned above? Yes. If you could find it legally, yes. It's good. Do you want to get laid? Let me answer your question with a question. Do you want to get laid? There you go. The most efficient, time efficient, money efficient way to get laid. I don't know if it's legal down there or not, but by all means, go ahead. Don't get in trouble. Okay. You got a good career there. What I would do if you're going to go on one of them websites, especially if it's illegal, use an alias called Chad Elkins CPA. And then that way you should be covered. You'd be okay then. That's what. If so, what would be a reasonable? Should I allocate some of that to the ladies of the evening, as I mentioned above? If so, what would a reasonable money amount be per month? Oh God, you got me, buddy. I was a little naive. So I talk about Pahrump, right? Because it's legal. It's kind of a notorious thing. Oh, it's legal over the hill. You go west out of Vegas, town called Pahrump, different county, prostitution is legal there. I was under the impression from probably information I got way back in my security guard days working for the cops, that it was, like $500. And that $500 was inflated because I think it was like $50 for an oral, and then was it 200 for, and this is not exactly your highest end. So I thought, oh, Vegas out there, probably around $500, right? No, it's like 2,000, 2,500, depending on how ugly you are. because women negotiate price too. Um, it yeah, I don't and I don't know where you are the market wise, what it costs down there. I have no idea. And you say, what's a reasonable amount per month? I mean, buddy, once a month is okay. I don't know. Uh, how much do you need to have a gal around versus your right hand? I'm being as an economist, really. Can you get the poison out? I'm sure. Let's say Elliot Pritzker, Elliot Spitzer. Was that the guy in New York that got busted? He was paying like $5,000 a night. That's a little high end, and he was a big time New York politician. I don't know, $2,000 a pop. That's 24,000 a year. It's about what men spend on chase and tail. Maybe once every 3 months or every 2 months, and you go rub one out just to save you money. So we're looking at let's do every 3 months. That's 4 times 2. That's $8,000 a year. Oh yeah, guys spend way more than that chase and tail. When you factor in gas and lost opportunity cost and everything. Absolutely, absolutely. You could use your tax services for barter. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you get into the performative ladies industry, I'm sure there could be an arrangement or an agreement that would pop up. But I would not, after you throw in money for a micro FU fund, earmarked money for putting a down payment on a house, 401k IRA. I'm just trying to think of all the thing, precious metals. You got precious metals. Then, yeah, if you got a little bit of money left over, sure. Why the hell not? Quick summary. 87,000 cash, 50,000 index, 10,000 IRA, 53. Okay, so the IRA 401k, you can't withdraw from that. You got 87,000 cash. That's a hell of a 50,000 in a brokerage account. So you got 137 for a down payment on a house. In that area, especially at your age, maybe you don't need a big old house. I maybe look at a condo or a townhome, maybe. What else? Make sure we're still recording. Yeah, I mean, that's a handsome down payment. I'd start a hoe fund. Yeah, start setting up a hoe fund, man. I don't know what properties you're looking at, but if that should be 20% for a down payment on a home. Like 100,000, 20%. Yeah, $500,000. You should be able, so there should be enough money to maintain a micro FU fund, and then 100,000 for down payment on a home. I think, yeah, you can go paying. You can go pay. Absolutely. No liabilities. Where have all the good men gone? Paid off car. You just can't find them. Don't worry, buddy. They're going to be emailing me like, oh my God, I want to meet the financially stable CPA. You make a handsome salary. You have a side gig. Dude, look at that. You got a side gig and a little bit of a hobby. And if you're doing that, you're in shape, because I won't say what the side gig is, but you can't be out of shape to do that. So what was your question about the money? Next big thing. It's still about number 2. I thought it was about owning a home. It's about the ladies. I would start allocating some money for the ladies. I am not an expert on this, and no, I'm not just saying that. What would be good is if you could find a regular girl, right? Just a regular gal that comes in. So I don't know, somebody who knows more about this than I do. What do? You sample a bunch, and then you get a good rapport with one of them. Like, hey, you want to come back again, like every Tuesday or something, or once a month? Like, oh yeah. And then and you're kind of like friends almost. You enjoy her company. She's not a pain in the ass. I give you the green light for that as long as you don't dip into your house saving funds, and then you're making good money, contributing. You're doing all the right things, all the right moves. 3, vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in years. I had a thought to do a trip through the US and visit some theme parks this summer. Uh, so I think I would seriously enjoy a drive through some of the biggest and best parts of the states. Would it be best to rent a camper or something like that and make my way around the country and work remotely as I go? If you had any well, okay, if you have any advice on logistics, would be really appreciated. Or if you think this is dumb, no, I think it's right. It's good. You should do that because you may not want to buy property where you are now. You may go somewhere else. Say, oh my God, I love this place so much better. So let's hold off. You should do reconnaissance. I don't have it linked below. Of all the people, please go buy the book Reconnaissance Man. And I go through it. Yes, it's worth the $15. I'm not trying to make another sale. It's going to save you a lot more money and time and gas. Generally, I'm against campers and RVs. They're slow. They consume a shit ton of gas. You still got to find a place to park them. You still got to pay for a hotel. I would, if you can, depending on how tall you are, the best way to do it would be just sleep in your car. I would go to the nearest mountain range, which you know where that is, and I do a trial test. And I would do it now, maybe do it this like a weekend, right? Weather's pretty good right about now. The mountain range closest to you, I go drive up in that area. That's what I would do. Maybe find yourself some cheap hotels. You have enough money. Look, I'll tell you this. Even if you pay $100 a night for a hotel, that reconnoitering is worth it. It absolutely is because it gives you perspective and you think, oh, maybe I'd like to live here someday. Or maybe I'd like to come back and Airbnb for a while to make sure I'd like to live here someday. So I'm all for you going out and traveling around. Hopefully, the recession really cuts down on hotel prices, but you should be able to find yourself a decent Airbnb and be able to travel around and do that. So I'm all for it. And for your hobby there, I would go and do that. I just don't want to identify your hobby. I don't think it's dumb. I think it's awesome. I think you should do that and check out some things along the way. But why don't you do a couple that are in striking distance? Do like 2 or 3 weekend road trips. See how it works. Get your logistics down. Maybe you buy a van. I would just do the hotels. Just do the hotels. And then absolutely, absolutely. Did you want to drive across the US? Drive to some of the best places throughout the city. Yeah, go across the country, man. I absolutely would. I would do it this summer. Go up to the north, avoid the heat. I mean, if you leave now, the south is in pretty good shape. You should be. It's not too hot. And then say a month out, make your way up north. Although I don't know how many of those things are up north for you, but you probably know. I would do that. That'd be money I'd spend. And you know what you could do if you happen to find yourself in Nevada? Look up the counties it's legal, find out where all the bunny ranches are, and there you go. I think Hawthorne is another one where it's like, don't quote me on that. But if you've ever been to Hawthorne, you're like, yeesh. I don't know what the girls look like in Hawthorne, but I can't imagine it's good. Sorry for the essay. I hope this was somewhat easy to follow. Crystal clear. Name your price. It would be helpful for other people. Yes, yes, I do believe it's good for other people. Um, yep, video response. Okay, there you are. Um, yeah, man. And here's another thing. If, go get Reconnaissance Man and read through it. It will save you, more importantly, a lot of time and several $100s. It's not even a couple $1,000s in expense to do what you want to do. But you have the green light. You've you got remote work. I like take advantage of it now. Because what is it? It's April. Yeah, you don't want to be driving through Texas in April. Or I'm sorry, June. Now would be the time to go. Get into things start getting a little too warm in the south come mid-May. So you got about a month to hit a couple of the southern places you want to go. Yeah, I would do it. And I'd pay for some hotels. I would. But that book will kind of give you an idea like go here, don't go here, save yourself a lot of time and money. And yeah, how much should I spend on professionals? As much as you want, as long as it doesn't cripple any other or compromise any of your other finances. Because I got news for you, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. I got to do that Virgin Destruction tour. I got to have everyone come on in on Spirit Airlines. We go pile up in the Virgin Destruction bus, and I drive you all out to Pahrump. I smoke a cigar, wait for like half an hour, maybe 15 minutes, and then you all pile back in, and you ship your grungy asses back to the airport. You don't even stop on the strip. You just fly back. Morning flight, get in there, line you guys up, get back in the thing. Night flight, get you the fuck out. Be like just-in-time inventory management. All right. What do I got linked below? I do not have Reconnaissance Man linked below. I have Zero World Problems. Get your financial shit together. Get your life together. There is a life to-do list. That's what this book is, but there's a consolidated life to-do list. And this goes through all the shit that you should. Oh my God, did you know pining and whining about women? Oh my God, they rejected me. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. They just rejected you. There's no pursuing the opposite sex in this. It's everything men and women could do. I know there's also the menu. That's just go out, have fun. It's a bit more hedonistic. This is more how to increase your standards of living and the many projects you have to do to increase your standards of living. And then also linked below is the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. There's a shit ton of fun shit to do. And if girls are like, oh my God, or just, oh no, I have a boyfriend. Fine, cool. I got shit to do. You should have shit to do. Okay, it's the 7th of April. Do you think starting April 8th, girls are also going to say yes? And you're like, oh, well, now I know what to do with all my free time. I'm going to be busy. I got all these dates, and then I'm going to marry a girl and raise a family. You think that's what's going to happen? No, especially you girls. You know, half of you are forecasted not to get married. You all better figure out something to do when there ain't nobody else in your life. The menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. There's a women's menu too, and a men's menu. The two shall not intertwain, twain. Two shall not twain. And hopefully we made some progress. Hopefully I liberated you. Bam! You're free. The gun shall set you free. Ha ha ha. Let's go to the super chat. Pringles can with veins. $5. Took your advice, bought a van, went to Yellowstone. Life is bigger than chasing box and buying an annoying chick's dinner. There you go. Hey, Pringles, shoot me an email over at Asshole Consulting. Because you gotta send me an email first. But then once I got your email, I can respond to you. Then you can respond specifically to my email and send attachments. You got pictures of Yellowstone. I'd like to see the van in Yellowstone. That'd be pretty neat. 5N4K3 dork. $5. If you're going in without hope, why go in at all? Why not go about life and let them approach? If they're interested, statistically unlikely, but we. It's not necessarily an issue of hope. You're not wrong, 5N4. The main reason you should ask girls out if you see a cute girl is so you don't have regret. That's the main thing. So you're not there on your deathbed. Oh, what if I asked her? There was, again, the story where I asked 31 girls in one jazz club to dance because it became ridiculous at that point in time where I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. And they all said no. You don't want to say, oh, I could have, if I wasn't just a coward and a pansy, if I wasn't all like virgin towie and angry at the woman folk. No, ask girls out so you're not only so you don't have regret, but then you're reminded. There might be a cultural shift. There might be a cultural change. You never know. Generation Alpha, I mean, they're kids now. But when these young ladies grow up and maybe the Zoomer gals might have a different, maybe they're sick and tired of the feminist, pissed off baby boomer Gen X, barren Karen, dried up eggs, angry feminist, man-hating girl boss horse. Maybe they, I really do want to stay at home. There might be a cultural shift. So, and there's always I just had a comment. Guy, Christian, found his wife, and it's great. It's going wonderful. Now it's 1 out of 100, but it happens. Rizzo, 529, $2. I said earlier, NES Contra. There you go. Pringle cans with vein, $5. And for being honest, most of us hate the totality of the relationship 80% of the time and just want our front parts touched. Yes. Yes, we do. Women want to be treated like a princess and wined and dined and given the experience, and men want to get laid. Yes. Let's all be honest about that. Just buy it and walk out. Yes. The male Ray, $5. But the alpha bros say it's alpha to get women and bend to your will. It's alpha, bro. Well, if you're an exceptionally good looking man, yes, by all means, go ahead. And that is alpha. But the vast majority of people aren't that. And based on the data we're starting to get, me and old man Roll I like to use as a barometer. Like, is the data I'm getting too negative? Am I becoming a doomer? And I was like, it's down to 8%. He's like, yeah, it's about that. He's like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, good Lord. And those alphas, they're off doing their own thing. They're not like, look at my girl, bro, because they got a different girl every other time. Don't look, you want to have girls, every guy does, but go ask some girls out. Pay for it if you have to. But this, I got to play by these old outdated rules from 1987. Like, no. I want to get laid. I don't have time to date 20 to maybe get one. No, go pay for it. It's going to be a lot cheaper. Rizzo, 529, $2. At Cappy, Bob and Tom, Turtles and Hewers. Bob and Tom, Turtles and Hewers. Is that a book? The male Ray, $5 addendum. Ahem. Real men make a woman submit. No, absolutely not. Real men get a woman to do the thing before him. And if you don't do that, you ain't a real man. No, I am not negotiating. Here's a dish I made. You either eat it voraciously and consume it, or you don't. I don't like pea. And 80%, I don't like peas. I don't like this. Oh, this got tuna. Some girls are like, yeah, it's all right. So, this is really good. But it isn't perfect. And then some ladies like, this is my favorite dish. All you can do is, do you want to go out? That's it. And man, I wouldn't be wasting my time with girls where you're pulling teeth. No, she either wants to be there happy. She's happy and willingly there. Please stop negotiating with these girls. It's annoying to them. And I know that's the majority of marriages where everyone compromises and settles. Just, hey, do you want, you do? Cool. All right, let's go. And then the second the complaining starts, oh, you're not having a good time? Oh, okay. By the way, don't take them home early, then they get pissed off. Just let the date run its natural course. Yeah, I'll call you sometime, and you never call again. That's how you get out. You don't ever be confrontational. I don't like that. I'm not telling you if you don't. I'm sorry. All right, well, finish our dinner, and I'll see you. Okay, bye. And then delete. My truth, $2. I go by Aaron Clary, power washer extraordinaire. Thanks, the king. No, we should all go as Chad. No, don't do that. I was thinking like we go down to the brothel, and I don't think they want your name. They probably don't. But my name's Chad Elkins. We all check in as Chad Elkins. Hey man, ain't funny. The governor for $1, he says hello. Thank you, governor. All right, that's it. Link below, the menu Life Without the Opposite Sex. Also, guys, they're telling you everything you need to know. If you're looking for something to do that isn't, well, what is it? If you're looking for something to do that isn't the painful and impossible process of trying to figure out the puzzle, which there is no solution, go get this. This will give you 3 years of stuff that you get a 4-year college degree, right? Maybe you get your CPA and all that. Here's 3 more years of productive shit you should be doing so that by the time you're 30, you would have a bulletproof life by that time. Oh, one more. Real, $2. It's up, down, Up, down, down, nerd. Oh, so you can beat. Oh, it's up, down. It's up, down, down. It's not up, down, 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 left, right. A, B, start. That's real. Thank you very much. That's why I wasn't getting the girls. Ever since 1988 when Contra came out, that's why I wasn't getting the girls. So I was doing up, down, not up, down, down. No wonder. Now, any moment, there should be a line out the door. All right, I'll see you guys later. Toodles.